This is a story that will shake your heart and leave your mind full of questions. A 15-year-old boy found dead in his own home. And the only suspect his mother. Was it suicide or cold-blooded murder? Why were there two post-mortem reports with different results? And how did a loving family suddenly find itself torn apart overnight? This is the real-life case of Abhyuday Jain. A boy who wanted nothing more than love and a mother who may have paid the price for being misunderstood. It all began back in 2010 when Alka and Anupam Jain finally welcomed their son Abhyuday into the world. They had struggled for years to have a child and succeeded through IVF. He was their only son, deeply loved and protected. The Jains lived a comfortable life in Bhopal until a job transfer in 2024 brought the family to Guna, Madhya Pradesh. It was supposed to be a new beginning. But it turned into the start of a tragedy. Alka, a social and outgoing woman, struggled to adjust to the quieter life in Guna. She joined yoga and badminton groups to stay active. Her son Abhyuday was in 8th grade. He was cheerful, friendly and loved playing games on his mobile phone. But like many teenagers, he was not very interested in studies. Small arguments began at home about school marks and time spent on the phone. Still, to everyone around, they looked like a happy family. Then came February 14, 2025. Valentine's Day. A day that changed everything. That evening at around 6:19, Alka returned home after her badminton session. As usual, she expected her son to open the door. But this time there was no sound. No footsteps, no laughter, no response. The door was locked from inside. She knocked again and again. Minutes turned into hours. Worried, she called her husband Anupam, who was out of town, and also tried reaching a friend for help. Finally, after nearly an hour, she borrowed a spare key from the landlord and opened the door. What she saw inside froze her completely. Abhyuday's body lay lifeless on the bathroom floor. A scarf was tied tightly around his neck. The floor was wet. His mother screamed for help as neighbors rushed in. Police arrived soon after, and what at first appeared to be a suicide quickly turned into a mystery. The first post-mortem report revealed something shocking. The marks on the neck suggested strangulation, not hanging. That meant someone might have killed him. But how could that be possible when the house was locked from the inside? Police began to suspect Alka. Some neighbors whispered that she did not cry enough. Others called her too modern and claimed she was strict with her son. Theories spread like wildfire. Investigators believed there may have been a heated argument about school marks or mobile use. They claimed that Alka lost control and killed her son in a moment of rage. On March 8, she was arrested. The same woman who had fought for years to have a child was now accused of taking his life. But Alka maintained her innocence. Her husband stood by her side, insisting that the police had no solid evidence. He said the investigation was rushed and filled with assumptions. As public pressure grew, the case was handed to the Special Investigation Team, the SIT. They decided to start over from the beginning. A second postmortem was conducted by a new panel of doctors. This time the findings were different. They concluded it was a case of partial hanging, pointing to suicide rather than murder. CCTV footage showed no one else entering the house that evening. Call records matched Alka's statements. The timeline suggested that she could not have committed the act in the 20 minutes she was home before discovering the body. There were no signs of forced entry or struggle. Slowly the narrative began to change. The SIT found no physical evidence proving murder. Instead, they discovered traces of emotional stress in the boy's school records and personal notes. He had been struggling with studies and often felt pressured to perform better. It was heartbreaking, but it pointed toward the possibility that Abhyuday may have taken his own life. In the end, the SIT cleared Alka of all charges, declaring her innocent. But questions still remain. What really happened inside that house? Was it just school pressure that pushed a young boy over the edge? Or was there something deeper that no one will ever know? A happy family destroyed. A mother forever carrying a wound that will never heal. and a father torn between truth and pain. The case of Abhyuday Jain reminds us how fragile family relationships can be. How small cracks of misunderstanding can become deep fractures. And how emotional pressure can silently consume young minds. As of now, the case remains partially unsolved. But one thing is clear. Even love sometimes cannot protect us from heartbreak. What do you think happened to Abhyuday Jain? Was it suicide or something more sinister? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if this story touched your heart, do not forget to like, share and subscribe for more real-life crime stories. We will see you in the next one.